I am one socially anxious and shy bitch, and I'm up here on YouTube talking to you. So if I could overcome my fears of putting myself out there, why can't you? We're going to be talking about how to overcome social anxiety and shyness. My name is Jackie. I am a certified life coach. I have 2 degrees in psychology. I've experienced anxiety for years, so I know a thing or two about this. I honestly feel like out of all my anxiety, the social anxiety is what I currently experience the strongest. So let's heal together. The first step in solving our social anxiety is to cut it off at the roots. Social anxiety can stem from general anxiety disorder, but this is not necessarily always the case. It usually stems from being shy, because if you're not super outgoing, talking to and in front of people can be really difficult and intimidating. The first step in getting better is asking yourself why and determining what triggers your social anxiety. Ask yourself, do I fear public speaking? Do I fear one-on-one or small group conversation settings? Do I fear a party setting? Or do I fear all of the above? I'm going to use myself as an example of how to walk through and solve social anxiety. So for me personally, I really fear the one-on-one or small group setting. I fear that I won't know how to talk to someone, or there's going to be awkward silences, or I'm going to run out of things to talk about, and that we'll have an awkward time together. Which I realize now that I'm talking it through that this is just overthinking. And as a life coach who works with people on resolving their overthinking, this is how I would debunk these negative overthinking thoughts. I would literally have a conversation with myself like this. Jackie, do you think this other person seriously gives a shit? Like, do you think they're standing there in agony and having such a miserable time because they're having a conversation with you? Well, when you put it like that, I guess not. So stop stressing over it. You can talk to people. People like you. You've done it before. Having a conversation with yourself like this will help you to better navigate how to deal with social anxiety in public. Can social anxiety be cured? Hell yeah. Maybe not right away, but over time and with some practice, it can certainly be minimized a lot. I have personally come a really long way from what I used to be like. Practice having these conversations with yourself like I did in that example. If you have no idea how to do this, or you don't even know where your social anxiety stems from, feel free to reach out to me for one-on-one coaching. I'm quite experienced in this area. If your social anxiety is really bad to the point where it's disrupting your life, you can't even get out of the house because you're so afraid of social situations, your life's really being affected by it, I really encourage you to seek help. There are social anxiety treatments just like regular anxiety. There are various therapies and medications, so I really encourage you to go ahead and seek help. Other things you can do to help your social anxiety is practice public speaking in private. Literally create a presentation for yourself about something you love, something that gets you excited, something you're comfortable speaking about, and present to your room. Get comfortable with the uncomfortable feelings that you associate with presenting. Once you get a little bit more comfortable, start presenting in front of another person that you're really comfortable with, then work yourself up to 2, maybe a small group up to 5. It's just so important for your growth and diminishing your social anxiety to, like I said, practice getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. You can also do this with conversations. Literally talk to yourself in an empty room. I do this all the time and it's great. But if you're someone like me who is afraid of one-on-one conversation, literally practice small talk out loud to yourself. I'm sure you'll come up with a lot of things that you could talk to people about and can pull from in these situations that make you anxious. This will also just get you more comfortable speaking. If there is an upcoming conversation that you know is making you socially anxious, rehearse this conversation. If you're more anxious about a party setting, do what I just said. Practice the small talk with yourself. Another thing you could do to help your social anxiety is to work on your confidence. Honestly, before I started shooting this video, I didn't think I had any confidence issues, but now I realize digging into my social anxiety that I really do lack some confidence in this area of my life. Like, why am I insecure of talking to people when I've done it so many times and I'm pretty good at it? I'm gonna work on building my confidence, and if you need help doing this too, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm literally gonna tell myself I'm that bitch. When I start to get socially anxious, I'm gonna remind myself, hey, you talk to people all the time and you're not bad at it. People tend to like you, and that's for a reason. You are good at talking to people, you surround yourself with great energy, and you're really that bitch. You talk on social media all the time, like you got this. Create this pep talk for yourself for when you're starting to feel the social anxiety come on. This is just gonna help elevate your confidence. Say this to yourself in the mirror. This is much more powerful. Whenever I like to say something like this or an affirmation, it really helps. Another thing you could do to help heal your social anxiety is realize that the biggest obstacle is your mind. I talk about this all the time. Anxiety loves to create drama in our mind. Social anxiety is no different. It likes to create these negative truths in our head that we tend to believe. For example, going back to the fear of public speaking, you might have thoughts like, I hate public speaking. I'm so bad at talking and presenting. This is the worst. I just can't wait to get it over with. I'm telling you, you're conditioned to think that way because social anxiety is creating drama. You actually have a choice to think other thoughts. Like I said, literally lie to yourself and say, you're the best public speaker in the world. Okay, maybe something a little more believable, but just say, I'm good at speaking. You know what? I'm good at talking to people. This really isn't that bad. And the more you practice these thoughts, the more you'll start to believe them. You could also journal and just write down your fears and write these thoughts, put it into writing to start to believe them more. I have recently created a journal, the Happiness Kit for Anxious People and Overthinkers Guide to Shifting Their Mindset, that has various prompts that'll help you work through things like this. And I think you'll really like it. So if you want to order one, the link's below. Otherwise, you could just journal on a plain sheet of paper. It doesn't matter. Just the impact of writing is really powerful. And lastly, be kind to yourself. Give yourself grace, give yourself time. Realize that not every person is super outgoing and great at talking to people. If this isn't your strong suit, that is fine. That's what makes us humans. We're all unique. We're all good at different things. You're amazing. You're worthy of great conversation. You're worthy of getting your room's attention when you present. And you're just beautiful. Just embrace your self-love. This will help to build your confidence and to relieve your social anxiety. I want to thank you because making this video really allowed me to dig into my own social anxiety and figure out areas I need to improve upon. So thank you so much. I hope it provided a similar impact to you as well. As always, make sure to like and subscribe and comment if you have any questions, and connect with me on social media. My social medias are linked below. I post similar content on TikTok and Instagram. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and I hope your social anxiety starts to subside. Sending you love as always.